Okay, now I'm recording. So the last one is probably the most challenging. Some people like these. I don't like them at all. But you need to use the quadratic equation and you need to solve. So the instruction says to solve. It's no longer factoring. And it wants you to use a quadratic equation, which, if you remember, it's x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. If you want to go watch a YouTube video about how to remember that through singing, be my guest. I am not going to sing it for you. Okay, so what does this all mean? It just looks like a bunch of letters. But it means that this first term in front of the x squared is our a. So our a equals 2. The second term, and be careful because it's not 3, it carries this negative with us. The second term is our b. Our b is negative 3. This is a very common mistake that you don't pick up on the negative. Okay, and then our last term is c, which is, you guessed it, negative 4. Remember the negative. So x equals negative, and we're going to plug in b. Our b value is negative 3, plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is negative 3 again, minus 4 times 2, which is our a value, times negative 4, which is our c value, all over 2 times our a value, again, which is 2. All right, let's simplify. X equals, what's the opposite of negative 3? Negative times a negative would be a positive, plus or minus the square root. All right, here again, negative 3 times negative 3, because the negative's inside the parentheses. Negative times the negative is a positive 9, minus 4 times 2 would be 8, and that's still times negative 4. All over 2 times 2 would be 4. Okay, x equals 3 plus or minus the square root of, we gotta be careful, 9 minus 8 times negative 4. There's a minus and a negative. So it's kind of like saying plus a negative 8 times negative 4, which would be 9 plus, remember negative is a positive, 32 all over 4. And this is what I want, is I want you to collect the terms together. I'm still on the screen. Okay, collect the terms together. 9 plus 32 gives you x equals 3 plus or minus the square root of 41 over 4. This is an appropriate answer, but there's an even more appropriate answer. I'm going to do it over on this side. There's 2 answers, actually. It's x equals 3 plus the square root of 41 over 4, and x equals 3 minus the square root of 41 over 4. Okay, if that 41 can be taken the square root of, remember our squares are 1, 4, 9, what's the next one, 16, 25, 36. It's one of those guys that can be a square number and be square rooted, then you have to include more simplification of that. But right now it's just 41, so we're good.